Hey, welcome back to a new video. Shawn's the name, YouTube's the game. I want to talk about something I get asked all the time when it comes to YouTube. And really, I get this question asked in the comments section of this, in my YouTube masterclass, in real life presentations that I give on YouTube. I mean, I get this question all the time, and it's how to create great thumbnails, simple and easy. And I get it, you know, time is valuable, and the problem is a lot of people always tell me, well, you know, I don't have time, or I'm not very good, I'm not a graphic designer. How do I go ahead and actually make good thumbnails? I don't have Photoshop, etc., etc. I mean, I get so many different excuses, and my response is always, we are living in a very technologically advanced world. There are tons of programs and services out there that you can utilize. We're going to be going over one of them today, so stay tuned. And again, you know, I feel like I have to say this at the beginning of all my videos, but I've been on YouTube forever, okay? I've been on YouTube since like 2011. I've created something like 2,000 thumbnails. And the best tip I can give you ever on YouTube is to keep it simple. Simple thumbnails always perform, or I should say 99.9% of the time, they perform better than a complex looking thumbnail. So sure, I use Photoshop for most of my thumbnails, but that's because I am super familiar in the program and have been using it for like years. I'll be showing you a free program / service that you can use to create some amazing thumbnails for YouTube today. And I'm really excited about it because for some reason, I don't know how everyone just doesn't know about this already. But first, pump the brakes, okay? I want to talk about really quick how my thumbnail game has evolved over the years, okay? I uploaded a video way back in the day that got 12 million views, over 12 million views, and I created the thumbnail with Microsoft Word, okay? If that doesn't scream simplicity is king, I honestly don't know what does. Microsoft Word created a thumbnail that got me over 12 million views on a single video. Now, I'm not saying go use Microsoft Word. It's the best program out there to use for creating thumbnails. Please do not do that. I'm just saying that simplicity is king when it comes to creating these thumbnails. Anyway, there's tons of free programs and services out there that you can use that are so much better in today's world than when I started back in the day. Now, I boast about a program called GIMP. It's amazing. I talk about that in all of my YouTube courses. By the way, if you want to learn more about my YouTube courses, check the link in the description. But I boast about GIMP all the time. That's not what we're going to be talking about today. We're actually going to be talking about a program / service called Canva. When Canva first launched, it absolutely blew up. I mean, people love it. Why? Because it's super simple to use and has some great functionality, plus some really great templates already picked out for you. I'm literally going to be creating the thumbnail for this video that you're watching, that you clicked on before you saw my beautiful face in this video, okay? We're going to be creating it in Canva, so there are no excuses. So the step-by-step guide is starting in 3, 2, 1. So this is canva.com. Again, you just come on here, you can create a profile. It's free. You don't need the premium to do really anything that great. I honestly use the free version. You can log in and pretty much just get familiar with it. I come down into this social media section, and there's so many pre-built templates. This is why Canva is amazing. So simple, it's easy, it's great, it's awesome, I love it. You've got all these great templates down here. So if you're down here in the social media, you can scroll across and see right here, YouTube thumbnail. Go ahead and click that, and you've got a bunch of great auto-generated templates that you can actually use, customize, find the one you like and actually use. And remember, simplicity is key. But all right, let's scroll down this list and see if anything jumps out to me. I really do like these, but that's big on just the background image. So I'm just gonna keep scrolling until I see something that I kind of like. I kind of like that one right there. I might end up scrolling back up for that one. This is another great one right here. Again, simplicity. What are my eyes drawn to right now? This one looks a little too professional. That's another thing. You don't want to get too professional with your thumbnails, but you do want to get them looking good, looking awesome. So I do like, well, this one looks kind of good. Again, a little too professional, but that image in the dog looks awesome and really pops. So I might end up actually clicking on that one later on, but I'm just scrolling through and seeing if there's anything that I really like right now. These are all looking a little too professional for me, so I'm just going to keep scrolling. Canva's got some great templates that you can pick from. These are all pretty great. This one's simple and awesome, but really relies on it being a gaming thumbnail. You know what? I think I'm going to scroll back up actually and either click on this one. I kind of like this one here. This one's good. I mean, it pops. It looks awesome. does look pretty good. I might want to roll with that, but I think I'm gonna go back to this one actually, because I really like this one. Very simple, very awesome, and very easy to customize. So once you're here and you're like, okay, I like this, this is the style I want to go with, you need to decide how it's going to apply to your specific video. So the video I'm making it for is obviously YouTube thumbnail. So I'm going to actually click on this, and I want to change this color to red. I want this to be, kind of YouTube themed, so I'm going to keep it red right there. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. Next thing I'm gonna do is actually come down here and delete this. I don't really need this this whole box right here. So I'm just gonna delete this whole thing, come up here, hit the little trash can. This box, really don't need it either, so I'm gonna hit that trash can. Next thing I wanna do though is possibly change that background image, although it does look pretty good. But I think I want to change it, see if I can find something just a little bit better. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to come in here and actually change our text first. Get a good idea of the layout of this before I pick an image, because I want some certain things to be shown. So I'm going to just put right here, I'm just going to go for YouTube thumbnail. Okay, YouTube thumbnail. Probably just leave it like that. I could even leave the basics of, that even fits our theme even more. But I could leave it like that. I could even leave our text basics of YouTube thumbnail, or thumbnails rather. And a lot of actually making a thumbnail comes down to just playing around with it and seeing what you like best. So the more I look at that, I think the more I just want to say YouTube thumbnails. Maybe I'll come in and actually, edit this so it looks a little bit more focused on just the YouTube thumbnails. Come up here, maybe add in some free plus, no, maybe not plus, just free and easy, free and easy YouTube thumbnails. Probably gonna want to end up moving this and this box. Don't know if I want it right above here yet, nice and centered. That's another thing about Canva, is it makes it all perfectly centered like that. It's almost like PowerPoint. Makes some really easy designed images for you. And that looks pretty good, although I kind of want to emphasize the free and easy a little bit more. So I just kind of want to sit back and look at it for a little bit and kind of decide what I want to do. Maybe come in here and make this background just a little bit brighter. I think if it's a little bit stronger of a red, it stands out a little bit better. So I think I'm going to bring it into about right there. That looks kind of good, so I'll just kind of leave it at that. Yeah, that looks a lot better. It pops a little bit more. But again, I still kind of want to emphasize that free and easy, so I'm trying to think about how I could do that. Another good way to get a good feel of how your thumbnail is going to look is to actually zoom out a ton. If you can zoom out by, let's say, 50 to 25%, let's go down to 25%. That's pretty much how people are going to be viewing your thumbnail. They're not going to see it super big. So when you think about simplicity versus complex, remember, you want to say super simple, because if you go all the way to 10%, what if they only see it like that? What if it's that small? They're going to go, okay, this video is about YouTube thumbnails, but I have no idea what that says right there. So I guess it's just about YouTube thumbnails. The more I look at it, I kind of want to change that background a little bit because it doesn't really fit. So I'm going to go into my uploads real quick right here. And I'm going to go into upload an image. And I got it pulled up on my second monitor so you can't quite see it. But pretty much I just select an image on my computer, something I found on Google. It's uploading right there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, see what it looks like in here. Drop it in. And pretty much you can just plug and play in the background. Look at that. Look at that. It looks so much better. Go ahead and go out to 10%. I think that looks better from a perspective of me. So, I was looking at this for a while and I was thinking, I think it might need some sort of human touch to it. So I basically got a picture of me right here. I got a picture of me pointing. I don't want to replace the background, so I just want to do this real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and should I make myself a little bit bigger? I might make myself just a little bit bigger, kind of like right there, I'm thinking, I don't know, I might need to be a little bit bigger. Also, another thing with Canva, which is a little bit finagly, which is something I'm not a huge fan of, is if you replace it on the background, I'm not really sure, maybe I just haven't used Canva enough, but you don't want to be like replacing the background. So sometimes you can't go into the background like that. So I usually just like move another box in front of me, and then I'll grab myself again and be able to move myself over that way. I don't know if there's a workaround to that. Again, I'm not a pro in Canva. I barely used it, but that just shows how easy it is to use because you can get a lot done without knowing a whole lot about it. But anyway, so I'm thinking we do something like this. That way I've got a personal touch to it. I got a picture of myself. And if you're thinking, well, hold on, Shawn, how did you get a cutout of yourself? Very simple. You can do it in like paint.net. Just trace around the lines of you, and it's really not that hard. So you might even be able to do it in Canva. I'm not even entirely sure. But all right, so that looks pretty good right there. I think that looks a little bit more like a human touch to it. I might add in like a little background kind of glow. And then I think what I want to do is just get rid of the free and easy. I kind of want to just get rid of it just because, I'm already going to be saying free and easy in my title, so I don't necessarily know if I want to add it into my thumbnail. Again, simplicity is king. Yeah, I mean, I think that is pretty much a full send thumbnail. That looks really good. Some things to keep in mind though, you kind of want to keep this corner pretty much empty because that's where the timestamp of the video is going to be. So I like to keep that kind of empty if you're going to be deciding on how you want to format the thumbnail. But I think this looks pretty good. I mean, a lot of focus on just the YouTube thumbnails. It's very basic. Again, simplicity is king. Got a lot of pop to myself. I mean, it's just like pointing at this. YouTube thumbnail is good to go. YouTube background. I mean, I'd say we're pretty much good to go. Only other thing I'd even think about doing is probably changing the font. I already changed it right there and it looks a little bit less professional. I always like to think, is YouTube a place to not be professional? So I try to be as unprofessional as possible while also being somewhat professional. So it's kind of that even balance, but I got Barlow black on this right now. It looks kind of good. That might be a little bit too much. Don't really want that one. So I'm gonna go back to Barlow. Tons of fonts on here, by the way, which is a phenomenal thing to have because when you start creating more and more thumbnails, you're gonna think a lot of them are just a little bit too boring and look the same. And that's because of the font. Font is always the hardest thing for me to pick. But I think, you know, after some time, you pick a few that you like, and then you just kind of stick to them. So I kind of like the one I have right now. It kind of makes it a little bit less professional. So I think I'll probably just end up leaving it, even though I love to just keep scrolling through fonts to see what something looks like. I love Montserrat. This is one of my favorite fonts of all time. So if you never know what font to use, just use one of these guys because they're awesome and amazing. Now bold, this one looks kind of good. I mean, it kind of popped. You pretty much want to just think which ones pop for you. Like that pops pretty well. I'm going to zoom out really quick, just see what we're kind of working with here. Like that looks decent. You know, that one looks decent. Oh, whoa, didn't mean to do that. Control Z on that one. It looks decent. Again, if the font, you know, like grabs your attention, then that means it's going to hopefully grab the viewer's attention. Again, just pick a font that you like, stick with it, and boom. And there we go. There's our finished thumbnail that we're using on this video. Very simple, only took me a couple minutes. Got it all locked down, and you know, I think it looks great. I mean, it's simple, to the point. It'll do great for this video, for the purpose of it. And again, it took us a couple minutes. You really want to be focusing on the content itself. As long as the thumbnail looks decent, you'll be all right. Well, that's pretty much how you create a great looking thumbnail in Canva. And I will say, it's going to take you a little bit of time to really just get familiar with Canva, to lock it all down, get your personalized channel flair figured out. But once you got it all figured out, once you spend a little bit of time in it, you can save your template in Canva. And then it's all just plug and play and easy and awesome for your channel. And again, great thumbnails on YouTube are huge. If you aren't uploading custom thumbnails for your YouTube videos right now, I don't know if you'll ever find YouTube success, but if there is a channel without custom thumbnails that has over 100,000 subscribers, then wow. But ultimately, hopefully you learned something new. If you're new around here, consider clicking that subscribe button to check out some of the other great content I have. I'm always releasing some great content on this channel to help you grow on YouTube, as well as some other really awesome stuff. And if you really want to take your YouTube game to the next level, check out my YouTube Masterclass link down below. At least go check it out, see what it's all about. I guarantee you're not going to be disappointed with it. But again, Shawn's the name, YouTube's the game. I wish you all the best of luck on here, and I will see you in the next video.